there. Well, today is the day. Welcome to the garden. We have got all the seedlings out of the house. I am putting them into the unheated greenhouse to harden off, and I'm also going to give them a little dose of fertilizer just to make sure that they are getting everything they need. But we are officially past our last frost date. Well, at least for now. I was looking at our 10-day forecast. I've been monitoring it for a while, and it's looking like we really are not going to be getting any more frosts, deep freezes. A few nights in the kind of high 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's why everything is going to go into the unheated greenhouse, because that way that just has a little bit more protection. But I'm not too worried about it actually getting below freezing. And if I close up the unheated greenhouse at night, then I don't think there's going to be any issue as far as the seedlings getting, bitten by the frost or damaged. So it should be all good. I am going to move out my perennials that I've got started in there and then put all of these guys in. Everything is looking pretty good. I started everything a little bit later, like about a week or so later, and I feel like things are staying really small. I don't know what it is this year. It's interesting. I need to bump up on the fertilizer and get more regular. So I've been gonna start doing about just a tiny little bit of fertilizer in almost every watering or every other watering to try to get these seedlings to kind of bump up. They're looking a little bit, just like their color doesn't look as full and green as it could. So they're definitely looking like they could use a little bit of nutrients or something. But that's also part of my thinking in bringing them out here. I may be pushing the limits just a little bit. I could wait a couple weeks just to be extra sure that we're not going to get a frost, but since they're not looking as quite as I would like, I'm just going to bring them out here. You can see I've got all of my peppers and eggplants, and some of them look really good. I've got a couple that are looking this is kind of where I would expect them to be at, but I've got a lot that just are just barely starting. And this seems, even for these peppers, this seems really slow. I would expect them to be looking more like this. So I'm not quite sure if it was the light wasn't even or they don't have enough nutrients, but we're gonna hopefully take care of all those issues. I do have some of this millet here, which is looking really beautiful. Got some cucamelons, which are starting to put out some tendrils. The coleus is looking better than probably anything. Coleus looks nice and big and fresh, so that is good to see. And then over here we got all my tomatoes, which as you can see they're just small. They're just really just now starting. So it will be good to get them out here. Hopefully some real full sunlight, will actually do the trick. The nice thing about putting them into the unheated greenhouse is that it does offer a little bit of a buffer. So I would not want to put these plants just straight out in the sun because they've only been under grow lights. They haven't been in any real outdoors conditions. But by putting them in here, this just offers a little bit of kind of more shadier, not shade, but just a little bit better conditions. So I'm going to move this tray out and find a home for these guys, because these are all my milkweeds and more cool weather crops anyways. So they will do well in the current outdoor weather. I'm out here in kind of a little bit of a part sun area right by the container pond, which look at this thing. The fountain is in full swing today. We got nice, beautiful, sunny spring day. So this will be a good spot for these guys to transition to being fully outdoors. And while they're doing that, I'm gonna move all of these into the greenhouse. So the thing I do need to do is put in the trays, or the shelves, I should say, so that the trays have something to rest on. So there's just these little wire shelves, and I can just pop them over here. Sorry, little pea plants. There we go. I do need to come out and water these peas. It is nice and warm in the greenhouse right now. As you can see, it's just under 100 degrees. And I think that part of what is kind of lacking in my plants right now is the real heat. What these plants I think are lacking inside is the intense heat like this. This is summertime heat. And my bedroom where I had them is not really it's 70 degrees. It's warm because obviously our house is warm, but it's not like the intense heat. This is tomato, pepper, perfect temperatures in here right now. This is what they're really gonna thrive on. They're really gonna love, and hopefully I'll keep you posted. That'll make the difference of hopefully getting them to kind of catch back up a little bit. I wanted smaller seedlings, But now I've got like a little bit smaller than I wanted seedlings, so it's all a bit of a dance, isn't it? And a learning experience. But okay, let's fertilize them and then we'll move them in. Couldn't find the diffuser that goes on this, so it might be a little interesting, but I'm just gonna put a little bit in here. Not as much as the recommended dosage for sure, because these are seedlings. This is just a nice kind of gentle organic. I've been using some of the True Organic products. They sent these out to me to try and I really like them. And then I'm just gonna fill this up with water and then very carefully water all of the seedlings. All right, that is the first big step toward summer planting. I'm glad to have them outside. I did leave one shelf open because I'm gonna start some zinnias and things, which I need to get that done, but this is great. They're out here. I put the coleus down on the ground because those are more of a shade plant, just to give them a little bit of added kind of, you know, refuge from the sun. I put them down here on the floor where they get a bit more shade, but everybody else gets pretty good sun. And so then I just need to come out here later this evening and close the greenhouse up. All right, I've got the greenhouse closed up for the night. Remember to get out here. It went down to about 60 degrees in there, so I'm going to be curious to see what it is in the morning, but I don't think we're getting anywhere near freezing tonight, so that should be just fine for those seedlings. And my plan for hardening them off is going to be to leave them probably in there for another like week. I probably won't plant them out until next weekend, just to give them some time to adjust, and then maybe like at the end of the week I'll start bringing them out and actually putting them in the full sun, and letting them really get the impact of that, because it does get pretty hot in this area. The heat from the stones and everything and the sunlight, it gets kind of intense. I think some of it kind of radiates off the house too, so I want to make sure the seedlings are really adjusted to that. But I got it nice and closed up. They should be good to go and happy. And now I'm just out here, this kind of like starting to get into that perfect golden hour light. This time of day is just so beautiful, and it just really feels like spring out here. You can hear all the kids playing. I've even seen a few little bugs are now flying around, just really in the thick of it. And now it's just a matter of being kind of patient and not rushing all these little seedlings. I want to make sure too that all of the peppers that are still small, as you saw, my tomatoes are still pretty small. So I'm saying I'm going to plant them out at the end of the week, but I'm thinking now I really do need to be careful to make sure that they're mature enough before I actually plant them into the ground. So I will probably keep an eye and see, you know, at least that they have a couple sets of true leaves before I'm actually putting them directly into the raised beds, so that they don't, one, get eaten by the slugs, and two, don't shock too badly. I want to kind of make that transition as easy as possible. But at least it's a good step that they are out here and starting to get used to these temperatures, and pretty soon they'll be in the ground. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.